Hello and good morning. So the first thing up is Bring a Friend, which is coming up very soon. So all week long, bring anybody you want. We will scale and modify for them. So I would also recommend that you just keep eyes on them because, sometimes your brand new friends are going to try to keep up. So tell them to relax, go easy. We'll do things like, hey, we want you to work out every minute and then take a minute off, right? So we're going to help them be smart in what they do. So help them or bring them in and we will get them a waiver and we will treat them well. And also, in addition to that, somebody had mentioned, hey, is it possible if I rounded up a few people that you would give me a class just with them? And the answer is heck yeah. So if you've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 or more people, and then you're like, hey, let's do something. Yes, it'll probably be on the weekends or between classes. Obviously can't be during class, but I am happy to help. And if that helps you introduce people to what you do, I am game. So let's do that. So on the other list, the first thing I want to throw out at you is, so some of us were talking about business. How do you start a business? What do you do? And I have had some great failures and I've had a couple of successes and I have had some mediocre. So I am happy to help you. But this is a guy I listen to. It's called the Survival Podcast. And you would think like, oh, guns and zombies, but not really. It's more like get out of debt and how to live your best life now, or even if times get bad. So he's helping you prepare. So he talks a lot about eating right and weirdly CrossFit, as well as other things. But this was a great episode. And it's about basically being an entrepreneur. It's pretty cool. So I will link it if I remember to in the email. But anyway, if you need help and you're interested in being an entrepreneur or starting a business, I am totally happy helping you and giving you my experience and the things that I screwed up on and the things I feel like I did right. I've got, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 years of business experience. I got CrossFit, I got rental properties, I had a fencing business that failed. I had others that failed, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, it teaches you some stuff. Anyway, if you're interested in being an entrepreneur or doing something, building an audience, I'm not great on that side, but man, I am happy to help. The other thing I was going to mention to you actually for our gym calendar is, let's see, of course, we have Bring a Friend on starting Monday the 23rd. The Open will be happening. We talked about that last time. We're going to do a Friday night lights and we're going to divide up the gym into 2 different teams so we can have fun competing with each other. It's just for fun. So just, have a good time with it. There will be the girls are working on the St. Patrick's competition. And then Laura will be doing her nutrition Kickstarter starting February 28th. I'll get some more details out soon. There will be a summer gathering of all of us. We haven't set the date. Hot Shots is set for August 19th. And of course, we'll have a Bring a Friend again in the fall sometime. So there's that. Let's see. CrossFit Home. So here's something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. Is the CrossFit Level 1 and Level 2. So for those, I think we mentioned it last time, some of the online courses, but for those of you who are interested in getting your Level 1, please do it. It's awesome. It helps give you some more information, and it actually builds a lot of questions, and it helps you guys see why we do what we do. If you go to map.crossfit.com and then you put in CrossFit courses, here I just selected the Level 1s. You can see what's close. So obviously CrossFit Atlanta is super close. There's one, I think this one, is it Tennessee? It's Kentucky. There's where Rich Froning's gym is. And I feel like it's this one. Oh yeah, that's it. CrossFit Mayhem. There you go. So that's pretty cool to go there. If you don't know who Rich Froning is, don't worry about it. If you do, it's pretty cool. Anyway, so this one is CrossFit Atlanta and it looks like it's actually really soon. So probably can't do that one. There's probably more coming up. They do a lot of them here. There's one just outside in South Carolina. So that's probably, where is that? Yeah, Greenville. Okay. Anyway, you could also, like my guys, all the coaches are going to go to a CrossFit Level 2 in next January. That's our plan, to get everybody down there. And of course, you have to sort of be coaching and you have to have your Level 1. So you can't just do the Level 2. Level 2 and Level 1 are very different. And Level 1 is very much about a test you have to take. The Level 2 is very much about coaching correctly, like being on the floor. So very, very different. Anyway, those are out there. We are also doing a coach-to-coach class on Saturdays once a month to help us remember and be ready for the points of performances in the different movements, because at the Level 2, man, they slam you hard. It's actually it was actually sort of embarrassing when we did it, but we learned a lot. Anyway, so there's that. The other one is CrossFit programming. Weirdly, let me do two things. I find this super strange. CrossFit actually has programming that they've been doing for years. It's on the web. It's free. You can go look at it. And the program that they would give an individual, which we actually used to just follow, is different than what they would give for CrossFit affiliate programming, which I find funny. So they realize that they need to tailor it for people who are coming in 5 days a week, and they need to tailor it for different aspects of people that are coming in. So I find it strange. CrossFit does not actually follow its own programming when it goes to the affiliate. So if you do your level one, you're going to say, hey, why do we program the way we program? Some of it is, yes, we want to move the needle forward. Actually, most of it is, yes, we want to move the needle forward, but we also want various things that an affiliate needs versus someone in their house just do it, or not in their house, in their own garage doing it by themselves. So as an example, here is today's workout for CrossFit main site. So it's deadlifts and bench press. That's actually a lot for them. Usually they wouldn't do this. If you were a power lifter and you did 5x5, it would probably take you 2.5 hours just to do the deadlifts. It's a lot of rest, a lot of build up, a lot of reps in between. So we rush it. So in the terms of hypertrophy, where you're doing the muscle build down and tear back, CrossFit is not that. If you want bodybuilding, yeah, that's not really us. If you're a teenage boy and you just want to get bigger, like Levi, my son, you need to eat a lot and you need to do this sort of stuff, but you need to actually rest a whole heck of a lot. That's why guys typically did back by, and then the next day chest and tri, the next day is leg day, and of course every guy knows we skip leg day. But all right, so here was their Thursday workout. They did Tabata. We do that? No, we also do that. Matter of fact, we didn't do this particular style of Tabata, but Tabata is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Love that. But you notice weirdly, right? There's nothing really else here. Let me expand it. So that's it. It's just Tabata, right? Go to the next day. So they do a 3 days on, 1 day off, which is impossible to replicate with the gym because we program 7 days a week, basically. Another one here is the named workout. That's actually a really long one, and for me, kind of heavy. But so if you wonder why they do what they do, in these cases, you can look at it and say, all right, you're already running a mile, so it's not a Fran style workout that I'm working the anaerobic pathways, or sorry, anaerobic pathways. Instead, I'm working aerobic. So this is pushing on that endurance. But there is a weight, which they're going to say is light. I'm going to say, shoot, that's heavy. They do give scaling options, which I had somebody mention, and I like this. Could we have specific scaling options? Yes. And the problem with that is, what do we scale, right? So you're like, oh, the weight. Well, someone may say, I need to scale it because I can't run. So creating appropriate scaling that everyone could like click, I did it RX as scaled, is nearly impossible because we have no idea what you're scaling or modifying for. All right, so looking at the next one. Expand. So 30 muscle ups of time. We don't ever do this because, well, not never. It has come up, but you won't see it much. It's a crowd displeaser. Nobody likes it. It's not a crowd favorite. So just like the 10K run, some things we just can't put in there because we know nobody would show up. Should we work on those things? Yes. And you'll see in a little bit, there's actually some skill work coming up for specifically that. Anyway, the point I wanted to show you is they do have programming, and we have followed it in the past. It is very different than what you see actually in the gym because a long time ago, John from Brand X started or said, I don't know, in 2010, everybody's too weak and we should all lift beforehand. So we disguised the lift beforehand as preparation work for whatever workout we're doing. So, if there's heavy deadlifts, we'll probably be doing some heavy deadlifts up front because you got to get there anyway, right? In some cases, it's stupid. Like, why are we doing deadlifts and deadlifts? Well, we got to prep it. So let's put it in there. Okay, so that being said, there is something that they have called CrossFit Affiliate Programming, which I'll probably move to this. I'd like to try it out and see what they do. The hard part is it always gets tweaked for us. So it's not easy to slide in someone else's program. So I'm not excited about it in terms of the extra work to make it fit us, but I am excited because I don't know, it's new and I'd like to see what they say about their own programming and how different it is. Typically I find that programs put too much in it. Okay, speaking of programming, here is ours, and I am going to give you this. Someone gave me a suggestion. Andy, just pick you and tell me what you would do, because we've seen you work out. We know you're almost 50, and you don't, I'm not extremely great at the heavier weights, but I can move. I'm like, all right, so I'm just going to tell you what I am going to do based on what I see the intent of the workout that we programmed is, okay? So, yeah, we got to warm up, got to weightlifting. So here's where we're going to differ a little bit. What is this, Monday? Yeah, Monday. So, I actually already did that. This is supposed to be the week after. Hold on, let me fast forward. Yes, here we are. So this is the 23rd. This is Bring a Friend Week. So your friends will know ahead of time, or you'll know ahead of time. They don't know what this stuff is. Okay, so we've got E3 Mom, clean, jerk, front squat, jerk. And you're performing one of them. So let's look down at the workout. So weirdly, right? The workout kind of moves into this. I would do this a little bit different. I know that this is a warm up. This part is like, hey, we're going to build, like it says it right there, what we're trying to do, and we're getting up to a higher lift. So I like to do this, but many of y'all hate it tremendously, so I don't. I know I need to please people, but this right here is, I would use it as a warm up. So now I'm super warm for this, but no one's going to let me do it backwards. Y'all get pissed, and I get notes about, hey, why'd you do it backwards? It's not really backwards. It's just different. And you should never, routine is the enemy. That's one of the precepts for CrossFit. But anyway, so what would I do on this? I don't do crazy heavy lifts. So 5x8 is beautiful for me. I probably won't get near my 70% 1 rep max, but this is a lot of movement for me, and it's going to get me nice and warm. I love it. It's going to take a long time to do when you look at the actual work we're doing, right? Actually, I want to go back and look at that. I tried to delete this out last time. It's not supposed to be there because it is 4 lifts, and then you build as time going. Anyway, I'll go get rid of that one. Point is, I never go crazy heavy. I use it as a warm-up. I do believe in lifting heavy, but I don't do 1 rep maxes anymore because at 50, the chances of me screwing something up is high. All right, so then we go down into the dumbbell. So it's dumbbell hang clean, clean and jerk, and then pull-ups or chest-to-bar pull-ups. I probably won't do, the open's coming. I might do chest-to-bar pull-ups. We got 9 minutes, so it has to be a little bit shorter because this guy up here is a lot longer. Anyway, I will probably do this. Nothing in here is going to like really fatigue me in the movements. I'll probably break it up so I can keep moving relatively quick. So again, this kind of this weird one, like if you ever watch Lightning McQueen, you got to turn left to go right when you're on the dirt. It's like, what? So if I did all 10, I definitely would like start getting fatigued, and I wouldn't be able to keep up that pace. There's nothing in here that I could like actively go slow in. You either do the clean and jerk or you don't. Holding the weights just sucks. So I'd probably do, knowing me, I would do 6 and then put them down, take a deep breath, and pick them up and do 4, because I just like to break it up like that. Pull up, same thing. I'd do 6 and 4. I looked at my old notes. I actually did them strict, so I probably had something up with my shoulder, and I didn't write it. Or maybe I was trying to save my hands. So with the open coming, definitely save your hands, right? But it is 9 minutes. This is a sprint in the world of CrossFit. CrossFit it loves the 8 to 12 minute workout because it moves with intensity, and fatigue, either muscular or stamina based, it usually isn't the issue, right? So I can couple everything together, and it's a sweet spot. So I would probably do this exactly as it's written. 50 pound kettlebell or dumbbell is pretty heavy for me. Because we don't have that many. If other guys wanted them, I would totally be like, yeah, take it, whatever. And I'll just do a 45 or 40 pound kettlebell or a dumbbell, and I'll just do more of them. I know it's not RX, but whatever. Oh, actually, I'm looking at my notes. I did exactly that. So yeah, whatever. The point is it's heavy, and this is really heavy. Well, it's heavy for me. Okay, so point of that workout is to continue to move without breaking it up very much. So you don't want to be standing and looking at the dumbbells or standing there looking at the pull-ups. If that's the case, how would I scale this? I would scale the pull-ups to be probably, I would probably do jumping pull-ups And the reason for that is I can continue to move a little bit quicker. So it's going to force me to push a bit more. So could I do banded? Yes, but I think in this case, I know it's going to move some of the work to my legs. I'm okay with that because it's supposed to be a fast workout and I can get on the box, do mine, and get off, right? If I was going to scale the dumbbell, I would just simply drop the weight a little bit into something that you're like, I'm sort of uncomfortable doing 10. That's kind of what it's supposed to be, right? Okay, so then for your people, when your friends come in, we would just give them lighter dumbbells. We'll probably just have them do a clean. And then on the pull-ups, we would do either ring row or maybe even jumping pull-up, right? Anybody can do a jumping pull-up. And we would tell them, hey, do 1 minute, rest a minute, do it, right? So this is, we know how to help your friends. They may whine, they're like, I can do it. Just tell them, listen to the coach. We do not want them to overdo it. All right, so Tuesday, we had that short workout. Now we've got a longer workout at 24 minutes. If you look at the minutes, minute 1, do 12 calories. And then minute 2 or the other minute, do 12 burpees. Burpees you can usually do in about 3 seconds, so that's 36 seconds. If you try to crush those like super fast, you will be pushing it at the end. For me, I'm going to be shooting for get each of these done at about 45 seconds so that I can maintain for 24 minutes. So this is, you want to maximize that endurance effort, or you can look at it like calorie burn. So if I were to like peak weight, like let's pretend this is a chart. I need to let me see if I can find one. Okay, I just found this random sketch pad thing. So let's say here's your axis, this is time, and this is your effort. And if I started right out of the gate up here, you'll probably find that you're going to continue to drop down until you're like, I just really, right? So it would be wiser to find a place that's a little bit lower that you can maintain all the way across. Probably what'll happen is you'll see, this is the typical cycle of it. You're here and you're like, okay, I can slowly move up. And then right around the end, you fall back down. And if you averaged the distance between here and here, you're going to hit the same sort of curve. This would be more ideal, or even like I slightly was able to go, that's way too far up, but slightly up in effort because it's 24 minutes. The idea is stamina, not building muscle or muscle fatigue, right? This is not supposed to fatigue you there. So 12 calorie rows and 12 burpees isn't supposed to be that hard, right? So if you look at that and you're like, yeah, there's no way in hell I can do this. It's too much. Then just reduce it, do 10 and 10. But the idea here is to maintain. So your time across it is, or the rest cycles you get, the times to finish are going to be about the same every time. There is a finisher down here for your brand new bring a friend people. Anybody can row and anybody can do burpees. So what we'll probably tell them is, hey, do 30 seconds of rowing and then stop, wait, and then do 30 seconds of burpees. That way they're doing less work and they don't come out of this chewed up, right? Okay, on to Wednesday. All right, this is very classic from the OG days. So there's gymnastics. You're like, what? We're practicing gymnastics? Yes. So pistols are usually in the open. I don't do pistols because I don't like the intentional lack or the intentional breaking of the movement pattern in order to get that harder movement. I also have 2 legs almost all the time, and so squatting is totally fine for me. So you will see me not do this. In the open, it does come up. If it's in the open, that's going to be iffy. I may just take a pass and be like, hey, I got to that particular movement and then said, screw it. So this is where you guys have to decide, like, I am in here to be healthy and fit now, as well as in my 90s. My right knee is actually really dang good now from that mountain biking accident I had 5 years ago. Never had surgery, tore the meniscus, and I'm doing pretty good. So I know pistols are going to make me want to cry. So that is something that I'm not going to do. But I will do the progressions because it's actually great. If you ever watched the knees over toe guy, some of this stuff is really like right up his alley. So doing the progressions are great, and it will create strength from your big toe up to your knee. But the other one then is handstand options. This is always in the open, some sort of inverted. We definitely got to get this one. So practicing this is key. I like the rotating back and forth. That way, you're moving the work. We can do more. This is like doing back and by. They're different muscle groups, right? So we can do more in less time. I love that. Okay, so then weirdly, because we're practicing that, we're going to do a named workout, right? Weird. And this one is a deadlift and handstand push-up. So deadlifts are, a strength of deadlift is not ahead of this. So what would you do there? I need to warm myself up. I need to get to the right weight. If you're able to do 225, then you should warm up to like 250 and then back it down. Handstand push-ups. Make sure if you're going to put a pad under your head, which I love putting an ab mat down there, make sure you put plates beside your hands so you're doing full range of motion. You're looking at, so as somebody said, Andy, what would you do? This is a workout that I do not do. My back on the deadlifts has been feeling weird, so I'm protecting it. I would do 135 and maybe just do more reps. This is going to be a move day for me. I don't do handstand push-ups anymore because I came down a little too hard one time, and now I get a click in my neck when I do either strict press or handstand push-ups. So I'm like, you know what? Just like the pistol, it's a great gymnastic movement. I do love it, but I at 50 don't feel like this is going. The chances of it moving the needle and the chances of it actually me doing something stupid are almost equal. So I am going to do like box. On my knee box handstand push-up. So, or it's not really handstand. What is it? Leaning, whatever. I don't care. It may look like, hey, Andy, you could do that. It doesn't matter. It's the view you need to take for you and your health. It always comes down to what would you do? So if your friend, again, bring a friend day, what would we do? We'd load them up with a light bar. Deadlift is pretty easy to teach. And then we, of course, would maybe just have them do regular push-ups. But we would scale this down. So instead of 2159, maybe tell them 1596, right? So this would be something totally different for me. And don't be ashamed about it. Whatever. Protect yourself. I would, on the other side, do this because it is a great way to build that capacity for these movements. Now, I might even do like the handstand push-ups on a box and then go to the wall and hold for 10 seconds because that is awesome. It's invaluable. I love that. All right, moving on. So Thursday's workout, because the Open's coming, is usually something a little bit less intense, something that we're hoping wouldn't show up. One time we actually programmed a workout. I don't know what it was. Let's say it was snatches and pull-ups. And then the next day on Friday, they're like, and it's snatches and pull-ups. We're like, son of a gun, we actually just did this workout. So that was no bueno for us. We programmed so good that we actually picked the Open workout on accident. Okay, so anyway, a lot of movement. This would be a great day to get to loosen everything up. I'm super warm. I'm going to spend time afterwards doing the cool down and actually rolling out. I know a lot of us just run out of the gym. Man, I would love it if everyone did some cool down and rolled. Anyway, we got bear crawl, and then we have row. This could feel awkward on your shoulders considering we just did handstand push-ups. Hopefully it's less of a movement, therefore it helps remove the, oh, my shoulders are feeling gummy, right? So I will do exactly this. There's nothing in that I can't do. I like doing weird activities, so bear crawl, I love it. And it was actually in the CrossFit Games one time, which was kind of interesting. It was either I think the Open had a bear crawl, and then it eventually progressed to you had to handstand walk across the floor, which the other day, right, handstand holds. Man, I would love to do some handstand walks. This shoulder tap right there is a great way to get started. And I might even do, like right there, just move into handstand walk. It's something that I used to be able to do thanks to wrestling. I don't do very often, but yeah, it's a good one to practice and a skill to keep. I used to be that guy who could ride a unicycle and juggle. So weird human, I should have been in the circus, I guess. Weird human tricks I can do. Anyway, bear crawl and row, everyone can do those things already. If I had to edit this, because let's say I had a lot of shoulder pressure, then what I would do is probably a seated press, something that would give my shoulders some sort of movement, but not too intense. This one, you can keep moving through the workout. Actually, let me look to see what I did last year. So let's see, right up here. So the whole thing is, sorry, I'm talking about it down there. We got echo bike, bear crawl, and sit-ups. And if you were, let's see, calorie on the rower. I should have changed that to calorie on, oh, that's the change if you wrote it. Got it. Anyway, so it's a longer workout. Again, this is, like the other day, it's a move. It's a Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday. So I think, let me tap over. Yeah, I was somewhere into the third round. So um, you get on the bike, you push. You can't do 50 calories fast. Well, maybe some people can. I cannot do 50 calories fast. Bear crawl, no problem. We'll go back and forth on the floor. Sit-ups. Actually, weirdly, this is a bane of my existence doing sit-ups. It is tough for me. So if I need to, I'm totally going to change the rower. We have 10 bikes. If it's too many, then yeah, whatever, I'll row. Or I maybe hot swap with somebody, just jump on bikes randomly. It's totally fine. But anyway, in this workout, the part that would get me is sit-ups. I need to be careful there. At around 21 sit-ups, my stomach really starts to cramp. I have no idea why. It's just always been that way. So I have a tough time doing 50 in a row. I might actually go back and break it up and say, you know what, I'll do 25, 100, 25, just so my stomach doesn't get gummy. And I know you're like, well, Andy, it's breaking up. Yeah, I know it's breaking up the workout. But this part right there for me is tough. It's a weird thing. So nothing in this is terrible. The bike, you could just go slower if you need to. This one, the positioning is just kind of strange, right? So I'd go to the end, then I'd stand up and shake it out, and then I'd get back down and go. So I'd use the turnarounds to kind of shake it out and to get my shoulders and legs better. There's nothing here to shake out. And I have tried all sorts of positions, like my feet are straight out, my feet are bent, my legs are wide as butterfly, and my stomach still does the crampy thing. It's the strangest thing, and it's just set up. So if you ever want to like throw down a workout against me and crush me, just put 50 sit-ups in it, because I will start crying and on my sides. So anyway, knowing myself, I would break that puppy up so that I can actually continue to move through the workout. It's 30 minutes. It's a longer workout. Again, going back to what I drew. That is so nasty. Let me see if I can undo that. All right. So the effort pattern in most CrossFit workouts should look something like that, right? So if we had rounds, let's just call it 4 rounds. So round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4. That's usually the effort pattern we want to see in a shorter workout. So this is 8 minutes to 12 minutes. If it's a long, CrossFit says anything 20 minutes or longer is the long side of a workout. You really want it to be nearly straight across, maybe a little bit up. So you're always being able to push a little bit, with maybe in the end, I'm like, right? Or, so this is a weird one. If at the end you can ramp it up, you should have been doing more the whole time, right? At the end, you're like, I'm glad it's over. So that is the effort line for a 30-minute workout. Should be relatively the same. For me, it would look like doing everything and then the sit-ups, and then doing everything and then the sit-ups. And so in order to keep that even, the intent of the workout, right, I am going to level that off by chunking it up and saying, hey, I'm going to do it in halvesies, and that'll get me through the workout so that I can maintain the idea, the intent, which is solid effort all the way through. Otherwise, I fail completely right there, which is so disappointing. There is a cool down. Make sure you're rolling and stretching, and then we get into the Friday or the open workout. So let's see. I guess first to note, we do have our back squat clusters again, and then we've got the open. Let me just open both of these, and then the scaled version. I love that they do that, although the scaling isn't always like awesome. But in this case, it's a lighter thruster and it's single unders. Yeah, let's do it. So you get 4 time for the 40-minute time cap, 10 rounds of. Let me see how long it took me. Okay, so my knee was acting up and I was trying to save myself for these double unders for the open. So I did not do double unders, which is probably true. So for me, I will probably, actually my knee feels pretty good right now. I may test the waters and see if it feels funny. So it could be like 95-pound thrusters. We just did some of those today. So this is 2 weeks later. Really not that bad. I like 9 is great. I would probably break it up 5 and 4 because it's 10 rounds. And I know doing 9 every time is going to be tough, especially with this right here. Isn't much rest. You should be able to jump on 35 double unders and be like, boop, done. The right way to do it would be to relax your shoulders, take a deep breath, and use it as an act of rest, right? Relax your shoulders, deep breath, bound through it, right? So if you can't, if it's all stressy, then learn to relax. I think my time on that one was somewhere around like 13 minutes. But this is going to be the trouble spot for me, knowing that I only have so much my knee will take before it feels weird, and the open is coming up right around the corner. So what is this, 27th? So yeah, it's only 2 weeks away. I may risk it. So if let's just pretend I'm going to do it the whole way through, risk it and be like, let's do this thing. Not risk it, that sounds bad, but I have to feel out my knee. Let's assume my knee is feeling good. I'm going to do 5 and 4 pretty much all the way through this workout. And I know when I drop the bar for the last time, I am going to swing my shoulders to get them loose and then grab the rope and go, because tight shoulders are what's going to mess you up here. The rep scheme isn't so bad that I can't keep bouncing back and forth. The problem is going to be I didn't catch my breath anywhere. So I'm going to need to make sure that drop. And then right here, I do a deep breathe while I'm jumping so I can try to recover. The scaled option, a little bit lighter, and single unders. And yeah, there's some cool down calf smash and such. So that's the workouts we'll be doing, and this is how I would do it. I think next time maybe I'll look at it from, hey, I'm super brand new. What would I do if I was super brand new in order to maintain the idea of the workout? The idea right here is, again, it's a CrossFit workout. It's 12-ish minutes. So the sketch looks like this, like this one, right? So it's up and then I kind of fall down. I might have made that a little bit too low, but the idea is my third round, or, I don't know, in this, say 12 minutes, so minute 3, I'm still pushing it. And then I'm like, I'm moving up, and then maybe I'm starting to slow down, right? This is not one that you want to just, hey, I leveled off all the way through. It is, I'm trying to get maximal effort. So where is it? It could be, like what you don't want to do is start off so high that you just fall all the way down. We've seen that, right? Let me refresh that. You guys have seen that. The workout is 9 minutes and you're like, yeah. And here's your time scale. And you're like, I'm all the way up here. And then what the heck, right? And that's not what we want. You want to be like, okay, I'm here. I've adjusted the weight, so whatever, so that I can do that. And then I'm up and I'm sliding down, right? And so even if it's a little bit more pronounced, you're still better off than this death by, I just can't finish it, right? So if you were to adjust the weights, or if you were to adjust this, it would be right there on the weights. I mean, really, I would do the scale one. If you're like, I'm not going to do the weight, well, then drop down and do the scaled and do the scaled as prescribed and push through it. See where you can go and make notes to yourself. 65-pound thruster, just depends on where you are. It's not terrible considering you can use your legs, or 45 pounds for the ladies, and you get to really jump into it. It is terrible that it's 90 of them. So it's a lot. Today we did let me count that out. So today we did 84 thrusters. So that's a great place to look at, like, hey, how was that thruster? Just like, make notes to yourself. Yeah, that was terrible. Okay, well then draw it back a bit. All right, 32 minutes in. I think that's good enough. If you have questions, let me know on this. Actually, if you have questions, you want to hear something particular, yeah, do it. Levi and I are working on turning this audio into a podcast, and I'm getting my feet back under me in presenting and talking. I think I'm less tangential. I've got a list on the side that I make sure I talk from, but you know me, I love tangents and I love talking this stuff. So sometimes I get verbose.